up on Current OC.
Today, we show some appreciation for the man who makes this show possible. He's also probably fixing a computer as we speak.
Plus, we'll take a look at Mr. Wilden's favorite holiday, May the 4th.
These stories and more, it all starts now on the Current OC.
From the OC TV studios along 6th and Atlantic, Raider Nation's leading news magazine starts now. This is Current OC.
Hello and welcome to the Current OC. I'm Sophia Wagner.
And I'm Elijah Watson. It's good to be back, especially knowing it's just a sprint from here on out until the end of the school year. Hard to believe that we have less than 30 days of school left. But in the meantime, sit back and enjoy another edition of the Current OC.
OCHS is a source of not only great students and teachers, but technology as well. And who do we turn to when that technology isn't working or we need some lights and audio help in our auditorium? There is a team of technicians that work in our district to keep us afloat. And today, our own Jaden Phillips shines that spotlight on one of the men who makes our school run smoothly, Mr. Trogger.
There are many teachers and supporting staff that help form the machine we call OCHS. However, some of them don't get the recognition they deserve. One of those would be our very own technical engineer, Mr. Trogger. However, many of you may be wondering, who is Mr. Trogger, and what exactly does he do for our school?
As the broadcast engineer, it's my responsibility to make sure all the equipment works in the television studio. That's everything from the networking side of things to the audio-video routing, all the signal flow, and making sure that things arrive at the right destination from the correct sources. Part of my responsibility includes making sure that all of the equipment is operational, training the staff and the students to use it, and also working with outside vendors to help us support all of this. It takes a lot of work on the parts of a lot of individuals. My responsibility includes overseeing all of the technology in the Performing Arts Center and the television studio. That includes all of the signal flow, which is your routing of audio and video, as well as the computer network infrastructure for those spaces. In the auditorium, we've got audio with the sound system, the lighting system for control, and the video system for projection, and all of that routes through the studio at some point. That's the audio side of things, the lighting control system as well, because the studio has its own light grid that shares the dimming space with the controller for the dimming racks, so maintaining all the support for that, training everyone on how to use all of those aspects of the technology in those spaces, such as the lighting, the video, the audio. And a lot of it carries over. For instance, there's 64 channels of audio over IP that connect the auditorium and the television studio, and even the editing suite, so that we can record voiceovers and multi-track sessions, things like that. One of the challenges with this position is just the sense of understanding everything, trying to keep on top of all of the technology as it's evolving, and also then training everyone with how to use it, support it at the same time, working in multiple spaces, just being able to multitask and prioritize everything. And being a one-man operation with a lot of this can add stress sometimes to my daily routine, but I don't mind it. I've kind of learned how to work with it over the years, and like I said, it's all about prioritizing and just figuring out what needs to be done when and trying to keep up on it. And luckily we've got great teams here. We've got a great IT staff that help me with that endeavor, and great students that also help when they learn how to work with the equipment.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff for just one man to handle. And most of you still didn't know who Mr. Trogger was before this, but now all of you do. Mr. Trogger is just one of the many unsung heroes here at OCHS who deserves a lot more recognition than he gets. This has been Jaden Phillips reporting for the Current OC.
Wow, Trogger really is out of this world. I mean, he was even awarded Support Staff Member of the Year. And though he may seem like a droid, as a wise man once said, these are not the droids you're looking for. In 1977, George Lucas released a little movie called Star Wars, and over 40 years later, fans across the globe still cannot get enough from a story set in a galaxy far, far away. We take a look at last week's Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
Wars is a franchise that has been celebrated for generations. The story of a young farm boy longing for adventure, making friends along the way, and learning the truth of his heritage connected with general audiences. Since its initial release in 1977, Star Wars has evolved into something much larger. With 1 in 4 people being a Star Wars fan and the series grossing over a total of $10 billion, most people may wonder, how did this franchise get so popular? Today on The Current OC, we seek to answer these questions and tell you what's up with May the 4th. Star Wars' inception began with the creative mind of George Lucas, who developed the concept after taking a look at the political climate of the time. However, for the story and general style of the film, he took inspiration from classic black and white movies he watched when he was young. His largest influence being Japanese film director Akira Kurosawa and his films, The Hidden Fortress and Seven Samurai. The inspiration can clearly be seen by early concept art for the film, but back on topic. Star Wars was originally filmed on a budget of around $11 million, with even George Lucas himself believing that it would be a flop. Safe to say that he undersold his idea by quite a bit. In one of the most iconic scenes of the film, our main character is about to help save the day. But before he leaves, his best friend says the simple phrase,
"May the Force be with you."
Not only was this an emotional moment, but it also became one of the most quoted lines in film history.
May the Force be with you.
However, the first ever use of the phrase, May the 4th, was back in 1979 when Margaret Thatcher's political party wanted to congratulate her for her recent win in becoming the United Kingdom's new Prime Minister. 2011 sparks the first May the 4th celebration. It started in a theater in Toronto, Canada. The night was filled with games, contests, and of course, the films. As time went on, the event began to make its way across North America. The company responsible for Star Wars, Lucasfilm, has now carried the torch and has been hosting May the 4th celebrations ever since. Holding these celebrations in Orlando, Chicago, and Anaheim. Although it may seem silly to some, the Star Wars franchise means a lot to people. It's more than a story about a farm boy going on an adventure. It's about the struggle between good and evil, of paving your own path, of family, and of becoming more than what you once were. But most of all, it's a story that's loved by millions, that has inspired generations, and will be remembered for years to come. So, how will you celebrate this May the 4th? This has been Richard Seib reporting for the Current OC. May the Force be with you.
As the school year winds down, so does our athletic season. Today, we have a montage celebrating our girls lacrosse team.
Number 27, Allie leads.
You know, Sophia, I'm actually very well known for my amazing dance moves.
Oh.
Speaking of which, this coming weekend's weather is important to all of us.
That's right, Elijah. This weekend is our prom, which I'm very excited to see those dance moves, by the way. So, Alec, will we stay dry as we walk the red carpet this weekend?
Hey everyone, hope you're having a great week so far. I hope so too. I hope it stays pretty dry. The radar is showing that it's going to be pretty dry, honestly, with no real weather coming through right now. The current temps are pretty chilly though, so you better bundle up if you're going outside for a while. The aerial temps are pretty chilly too, so all around the state, you're not going to probably be able to escape the cold really at all. And the current forecast for this week is bringing a little wind in from the weekend, but with a little rain coming through midweek. But as the week progresses though, there is a little sun shining through. So hopefully the weather will be good for prom.
Well, that will do it for us on this edition of the Current OC. Make sure to have a happy and safe prom weekend.
And don't forget to thank all the people who helped bring prom and after prom to OCHS. Remember to log on and catch all of our shows and additional content by visiting oc-tv.org.
And if you want to catch some more Elijah's amazing dance skills, we're also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at OCNJTV. So be sure to like our page and follow us there too.
And as always, thanks for watching.